Howdy. Earth's core is super ionic. Where is the heat coming from? These are some videos I made some months ago, and I just stumbled across new news about this topic. I haven't read the article yet, but let's check it out. History of yesterday. I have no idea what that is, what page, but anyway, evidence of a secret structure within Earth's core discovered. Yeah, if something is discovered, it is not secret anymore. But anyway, school books will have to be rewritten. Yeah, almost all of them. For many reasons. So let's dive into that. Although we have never been able to reach Earth's core due to its extreme temperature, yeah, probably some other things too, we have been able to identify the different layers of our planet and consider that in the middle we have the core which sustains Earth. For many years, people have speculated that maybe something else is hidden within our Earth's core. Some theories say there lives a secret civilization that rules us all. But researchers from the Australian National University have found evidence of a secret structure within Earth's core. Yeah, this is how I see it. A possibility. There would be this kind of a plasmoid here in the center. And we have the Birkeland current, let's say, going through Earth. And there are like spheres after spheres after spheres after spheres. Where somewhere is a sphere with the water, then we have the mantle, and we have our atmosphere. Exosphere is probably something like that. Magnetosphere layer, 3,000 kilometers from the surface. And we still have about 5,877.5 kilometers left to the center from the deepest quake ever measured. There would be still place, room, space for something. And here on this side, Wall Thornhill's repellent core, and the geoid on the left side. The geoid is dead. Earth isn't. It has still a spark within. But anyway, back to the article. Earth's not so simple core. School books teach us that our Earth is comprised of 4 specific layers, which all play an important part in sustaining our planet's ecosystem. The 4 different layers are: the crust is represented from the surface to 70 kilometers in depth and with a temperature of around 200 to 400 degrees Celsius. The mantle is represented from the bottom of the crust to 2,900 kilometers in depth and with a temperature of around 4,000 to 4,000 degrees. Okay. The outer core is represented from the bottom of the mantle to 2,300 kilometers in depth and with a temperature of 4,000 degrees. Okay. Near the bottom, the temperature can reach 5,000 degrees Celsius. So the outer core and the mantle are approximately same heat, according to this. The inner core is represented from the bottom of the outer core to 1,220 kilometers in depth and with a temperature of around 5,400 degrees. Pretty simple, right? What if I told you that there is a 5th layer within the inner core? The research was done by the Australian National University led by PhD researcher Joanne Stephenson. The research consisted of running the dataset of about 100,000 earthquake waves through a very complex algorithm that would try to find the best scientific explanation to justify the data. Okay, so they rely totally on a computer. If they expect the computer to spit out the best scientific explanation. Yeah. Maybe they just should think for themselves and not rely on computers, but I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know their works. They don't talk to me. Anyway, a core inside the core? Yeah, spheres within spheres within spheres. Each earthquake wave changes the speed at which it travels based on the different layers it passes, but maintains a similar angle. What the algorithm presented is that when the earthquake wave would reach the center of the inner core, the angle would not be parallel anymore with the equator, shifting at an angle of 54 degrees. Also, some of the waves were passing way more quicker than others. So, let me show you quickly something what I thought when I made this picture. For example, this part here, let's zoom in a bit further. Where the plasma reaches a boundary. And it might, like as we see here, penetrate even into it. We can see a similar feature also here on the geoid. This is just some random internet picture of a geoid. But you can see how it is like penetrating towards the surface. These are the places where we have volcanoes and such. And this is how I think. But back to the article and let's read it through first. I won't interrupt anymore with my own stuff. Anyway. And I won't say anyway anymore this video at least. This means that there is something within the inner core to which the authors of the paper are referring as the inner core, with a radius of 650 kilometers. This could actually explain why the different ice ages have taken place throughout history. Okay? We found evidence that might indicate a change in the structure of iron, which suggests perhaps two separate cooling events in Earth's history. Two, alright. Now we know for sure something is there. But we don't know what exactly could be there. It is amazing to see how our knowledge of what is inside the Earth had changed. That's an article, that's not the paper itself. I don't blame now this Stephenson person. But just read those, let's read them again, those two sentences. They are very interesting. Now we know for sure something is there, but we don't know what exactly could be there. Okay? You don't have to be a scientist to say something like that. It is amazing to see how our knowledge of what is inside the Earth had changed. Yeah, you cannot see into Earth. Like, to see how our knowledge. Like, we know something's there, but we don't know what is there. Okay. But anyway, let's go on with that. In 1936, a paper was written by Dr. Inge Lehmann, who was the first to theorize that the Earth has two separate layers. After almost 30 years of research, in 1970, she had confirmed that there are actually 4 layers. The ones represented above. I would say there are way more layers than 4. 14. 400? Anyway, such a huge discovery will have exponential changes not only in the world of science, but the way we see our world, and most importantly, all textbooks are rewritten to represent the fifth layer of our planet. Yeah. How many books have to be rewritten if they discover there are 40 layers or 400? It would take ages. This could also include some history textbooks. Once we identify more data about this fifth layer and the possible implications it could have had with cooling events from the past. Is our planet expanding? Yes. Right now, Dr. Joanne Stephenson and her team are working with mineral physicists and geodynamics from around the world to produce a model of what the inner core is composed of, or what it may actually be. An interesting theory that Dr. Stephenson offers is that this inner core wasn't there here about 100 years ago. This may be a possibility of our Earth slowly expanding. Yes! I was making a video about this because, wait. As the planet cools down, the inner core also cools, making the iron from which is made crystallize, therefore expand. Now it gets really interesting. I will definitely keep us up to date with this research and publish an article once a paper comes up with some interesting findings. Nevertheless, as significant as it may sound, this discovery is a great milestone within the world of science, and I can't wait to see how this will help us describe ancient historical events such as major volcanic eruptions or even medieval global warming. So, now I got really excited. So this is what I thought the Earth center core could be: a plasmoid, which is the spark. It's like, a flame. Electrical in nature. Gravity is just a side effect of the electromagnetic force. Gravity is tied to the charge. If there is more charge, gravity will be stronger. If there is less charge, gravity will be less. We have the cosmic cycles. Some of them are written here. This is from Suspicious Observers. Major cycles, half cycles, quarter harmonics. 6,000 years ago, we had the Noah and Sumerian event. There was flooding and stuff. Some might know from reading the book. Almost everybody knows. So, and I was thinking many times, there was recently a little small discussion about plate tectonics, like, for example, in the Baltic Sea. I made videos about what I found. Also, I was searching for these kind of things anyway. And let me show you something. That's the latest edition of the NCGT journal, an international journal for new concepts in global tectonics. NCGT, accept nothing on authority. So we want to go down to page 22. Yeah, that's quite something. Page 22, Expansion Tectonics. Arcane to present-day small Earth modeling. James Maxlow, retired professional geologist, Australia. Abstract. As briefly introduced in the NCGT Journal, Volume 9, Number 3, September 2021, page 1. Expansion Tectonics, Maxlow, 2018, is a new way of looking at and understanding modern global observational data about the origin and subsequent history of Earth's continents and oceans. This data has traditionally been gathered in support of plate tectonic studies, and such until now has rarely been looked at other than from a conventional plate tectonic perspective. In this paper, the author utilizes the geological map of the world, digitized with permission from the Commission for the Geological Map of the World and UNESCO 1999, in order to reverse engineer geology back in time. Reverse engineering seafloor and continental geology enables past plate assemblages and configuration of the ancient continents to be accurately constrained using geology rather than geophysics. From this exercise, a series of spherical geological models of the Earth are presented, showing the precise location and configuration of the ancient supercontinents and seas, ranging back into time to early Archean. These plate assemblages represent the first time that the ancient Earth has been geologically constrained back to the beginning of geological time. By simply changing our assumption about the physical characteristics of the ancient Earth, the new perspective presented here then represents a paradigm shift in understanding the way the continents and oceans formed and developed through time. Introduction. Contrary to what we are led to believe, science is never settled. New revolutionary ideas have always overturned the settled science of the past. Over the past half-century, modern global observational data have primarily been investigated from a conventional continental drift-based plate tectonic perspective. To an observer, it may seem that science has adopted continental drift as a unique and comprehensive mechanism for our tectonic understanding of the Earth, and all is settled in the geosciences. In reality, at no stage over this time period has the scientific community been encouraged or has seriously deviated from conventional continental drift-based plate theory in order to see what else the modern global data may reveal beyond our current plate tectonic understanding. Yeah, I cannot read as fast as I want to. I want to show you a few pictures. And still about the cycles that I just showed before. We might be in a charging cycle. This means Earth is about to grow. Earth has been smaller in the past, so it had less gravity. So this means things were bigger, like dinosaurs. If they would be able to create from DNA or whatsoever dinosaurs, a brontosaurus, for example, one of the biggest ones ever roamed, according to science, on Earth. It couldn't stand up. It would just lie on the floor and probably die by its own weight. So, every time when Earth goes through the cycles, 12,000, 6,000 and bigger cycles, it gets charged up. I think there might be also some cycles where it's somehow like discharged, but it just, maybe it shrinks to some extent. Like the Grand Canyon, maybe it just got carved out in a few minutes and the stuff just flew out into space, gathered, and maybe runs down or rains down every now and then as an asteroid on Earth. Some of it might have gone out to further places. Or it created the moon. But anyway, Figure 7. Spherical small Earth models of the Jurassic to present day increasing radius Earth. Each small Earth model demonstrates that the seafloor crustal plate assemblage coincides fully with seafloor spreading and geological data and accords with the derived ancient Earth radii. Observations for the completed small Earth models. Figure 7. It was observed that as the colored seafloor stripes are progressively removed in turn to remaining The remaining colored stripes neatly close together on each successive model. Each crustal plate assembles together in a unique, orderly, and predictable manner during systematic closure of all of the oceans. By removing the colored seafloor stripes in succession and refitting the plates together on a smaller radius Earth models, each plate is then shown to reunite precisely along their respective mid-ocean ridge spreading axis, estimated to be at better than 99% fit together for each model. The remaining 1% misfit is simply a combination of map error, cartographic discrepancies, or the influence of unaccounted crustal distortions or graphical limitations inherited during model making. It should be appreciated that if the Earth were not increasing in radius, or was undergoing a partial or pulsating increase in radius, then this unique fit together of all plates and continents would not occur. Similarly, if the Earth were not increasing in radius, then large gaps or overlaps in the reconstructed plates would be apparent, and the need to fragment continental and seafloor crusts to accommodate for the seafloor crustal evidence would also become increasingly necessary. Each of these gaps or overlaps in turn would then outline areas where presumed pre-existing subducted crusts would have once been. There has been a quake recently. Found 200 new and updated what? 200 quakes in a few minutes? 3 hours ago, 6.2. That's the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It's like a seam on a baseball. It goes all the way over the pole and comes back down here. And here we have the Siberian Traps, Earth's largest basalt formation. And it goes down and it circles the South Pole. So, the geological map of the world. We were just watching this. And here you can see the segments. I will put a link below to this, to all of the things I just showed, like I always do. Read up on that. Make up your own mind. Expansion. Tectonics. Very interesting. Thanks.